In a village, there was a group of mice that grew up eating cat meat. After they finished eating all the cats, they shockingly started targeting children. Not a single child in the village had intact ears. The reason the mice were so rampant was because of a priestess's curse. 3 years ago, leprosy broke out in the village. The village chief mercilessly drove the patients to the mountains, leaving them to fend for themselves. A kind priestess, seeing how pitiful these villagers were, led them to build a new village in the mountains. Later, affected by the war, the village chief brought the villagers to the mountains to take refuge. Faced with the chief's pleas, the priestess resolutely refused to take them in. Seeing this, the village chief deliberately pinched a child to make it cry. Sure enough, hearing the child's miserable cries, the priestess's heart softened, and she finally agreed to take in the chief and the others. To everyone's surprise, the village chief's nature remained unchanged. As soon as they settled down, he immediately turned his back on them. He joined forces with the villagers to tie up the priestess and the lepers and lock them in a woodshed. Half a month later, when the villagers opened the door of the woodshed again, they were so frightened by the scene before them that they kept backing away. They saw that all the lepers had died. What no one expected was that the priestess had miraculously survived by eating mouse meat. Looking at this group of ruthless bandits before her eyes, she placed the most vicious curse on them. The priestess cursed them, saying that they would all be killed by an outsider within a day. The village chief, both angry and afraid, ordered the priestess to be locked in the woodshed and burned alive. From then on, this curse hung over the villagers like a shadow. They were very afraid of outsiders. But despite their constant caution, things seemed to develop towards the curse. First, after the priestess's death, a mouse plague broke out in the village. The village chief and his son tried every method, but to no avail. Instead, it made the mice more and more rampant. Everyone lived in fear every day. Until this day, Jack, a mouse poison seller, passed by this village to seek treatment for his son. What people didn't know was that it was Jack's arrival that completely changed the mouse plague in the village. The village chief was overjoyed when he learned that Jack was a mouse poison seller. Immediately, he took out his flute and started playing. Amazingly, after a while of flute playing, mice from all directions were indeed summoned. The villagers were all amazed at the sight. To raise money for his son's treatment, Jack quickly sprinkled flour at various intersections in the village to attract the mice. Then, he lit a fire on the mountain and used a windmill to blow the thick smoke towards the whole village. When the smoke was sufficiently spread, he directly picked up the flute and started playing.